Okay, so we're in a game, and no hands are tapped for spectators, sadly, but it's fine. We'll see what decks they're on. I guess we'll just have to open it somewhere else. Okay, no tap for hands or spectator. Okay, sorry if I seemed a bit distracted there. I was talking on Discord for a bit about the fact that there was no hands or spectator, and B, I was playing a game of Hearthstone, which I've now finished. So, looks like Hervor's... Okay, I actually know what deck they're both on, just off the top of my head. Hervor's on with these awesome new Pokemon lands. These are, in my opinion, some of the best basics in the format. Super cool. So Hervor's on Heart Attack, but it's not just normal Heart Attack. It's Heart Attack running the Deathless Siege combo, which, for those who don't know, is Deathless Siege, which, if you read here, stops you from losing, and whenever you dealt damage, mill that many cards, and Oil the Mind, which stops you from milling out. So, MsMaeve is on a black-green Unearth deck, so we're seeing Unearth here and Deadwood Terror, which are both pretty big pieces, which aims to kind of deploy these kind of threats that come back from the graveyard, use Unearth, and also have sack outlets, so Still Smoke, Skirmisher, Pestilence, Scavenger pieces to that. Hervor has double black and one blue, probably holding up a counterspell here. Sadly, don't get to see hands. Obviously, can't really blame MsMaeve. They're pretty new to the format. Maybe they said they didn't know how to do that, so, like, perfectly fine. Just a bit messed up for the commentary. Okay, Grim Bastion, getting shocked in. Combat, attacks for 4. No, however, already down to 15 here. Okay, looks like a Temeration. New removal spell from Toll Midnight, which, actually, let me expand how big these cards are so you guys can read better. So, I think this is probably, maybe that's a bit too big, like this. Okay, maybe this is a bit too big. This is better, right? Okay. So yeah, this is probably fine. Temeration, a new removal spell from Toll Midnight, which is kind of just Fatal Pushes first mode without the whole revolt thing, and if it's a token, you gain 2 life. MsMaeve going to fetch a green, most likely holding up Death's Widow here. Death's Widow. It's this card here, holding up the destroy target non-land permanent. You lose life equal to its mana value part, most likely. Hervor untaps, upkeeps, draws, and there's a Wayfarer's Shrine, which is just a Prismatic Vista. Very core to the mana bases in MSEM, as they're pretty basic reliant, as we can see off this Fungalmire. Still Smoke Skirmisher died to Temeration, if anyone was wondering. Also, this is some amazing Wayfarer Shrine art. I really like it. And these Pokemon basics are just awesome. Another one of the Pokemon basics. I need to set these as my default basics. They're just so good. Well, not set them as... Okay, there's Northtime Aurora, which is a land that can just enter tapped as a Simic land, or you can do a Sylvan Scrying and then have it enter untapped, like Tropical Island. And the adventure just is a Sylvan Scrying, but it goes on top, getting Heart of Zadina, and this is a Heart Attack deck, and Heart Attack is named after Heart of Zadina. That's Texas. This card. Let me also just expand this, so like, because I'm not really using the deck builder right now, so. Okay, there. Oh wait, it's at like maximum size, so you can see that card the best. Okay. just going to pass after that. Searches for Alratha. Puts on top. Okay, so not finding Heart of Sedina. Maybe they have it in hand, I'm not sure. But Alratha, as you can see, you can pay 2, tap it, investigate. Very powerful card advantage engines in control decks. And you can also just untap if you let your opponent investigate. They usually don't end up doing that because you're playing this in the later game when you have a ton of mana. Okay, Pestilence Scavenger attacks him for 1. Nomad's Township from MsMaeve taps the swamp for an Unearth, getting back. Probably just going to be Dreadwood Terror here. If you read this, if it comes back from a graveyard, you make 2 tokens that are copies of it, which means this is 1 mana for 3 2/2s. Yep, targeting Deadwood Terror. Okay, resolves, meaning Deadwood Terror comes back, makes 2 tokens with copies of it. Now, normally you have to pay 6 mana for this, but with Unearth, you just get to do it, which is kind of fun. Okay, presumably Hervor, yep, using a Celestial Banishment, with notably it does exile it, and not put it to a graveyard. And this lair is actually pretty sick, too. I should probably make my deck actually look good with all the lair cards. Maybe I'll do a video on that. Probably not. Yep, Celestial Banishment triggers, which counters the Dreadwood Terror and exiles it. Yep, MsMaeve is right here. Okay, just pass it. No, not passing, actually. Going to tap 3 for a Chantwood Channeler. This is another card you're going to be unearthing often. But here's just being played as a 3-mana 3/3. And it kind of acts as like a pseudo Crater Hoof, giving all your creatures +3/+3 and trample until end of turn, which will often just win the game on the spot if you have a big board. Which this deck goes wide. Okay, Hervor just playing Alratha, the card they tutored for tapped. Okay, Chantwood Channeler on Pestilence Scavenger, getting it for 4. Hervor all down to 11. Maybe Hervor has Deathless Siege, and that's why they're not as worried, but only double black here. And Northtime Aurora is notably a blue-green land. Corpse Bed, being a fetchable Grave Hate piece, sees a lot of play in black decks in the Storm, in MSEM. Hits Banishment and Temeration. Just hits the 2 non-lands. That's probably not very relevant, but I guess it is with Deathless Siege having its pay life ability. Let's just go back to that. Deathless Siege. It technically is relevant, and by the way, this is Hervor's promo for Deathless Siege. Some really sick art and a really cool card. But yeah, you can see that card, pay 2 life, a target card from the graveyard on top, bottom library. Reduced to naught. Target player sacks a creature, then gain 3 life if that player doesn't control any creatures. Just going to be an Edict here. Most likely sacking Scavenger and Chantwood. Yep, just sack Scavenger. Because Yifeng... Does Yifeng say +1 or less, or exactly? This is exactly 1+, so sacking the Channeler doesn't get back anything, but sacking the Scavenger would have. So probably just thinking that Yifeng is going to get removed, so it doesn't matter too much. Recall Forgotten Eons from Hervor. Again, draw two cards. Gets to play an additional land this turn. Plays Flooded Depths tapped, which means next turn Deathless Siege can come down, maybe. Okay. 3 mana up. Some of it can be used to remove your Fang. Yeah. But your Fang doesn't really do anything right now, so Hervor can either just counter the creatures, kill the creatures it would sack, or kill it before it can activate, because Hervor has instants and your Fang only activates as sorcery. Hervor down to 8. Fang cannot return anything. Looks like a Sidraxis Trepanator, and this is going to get countered by a Portal Fracture. Yeah, a lot of cards in Heart Attack are actually promoed, because this deck has been a staple of the format for pretty much, I think, ever since Heart was printed. I'm not sure, I wasn't around when it happened, but this deck has just been a staple of the format for so long. It's been a popular and good deck ever since I came into. And yeah, Wanderlust means it is a hard counter here. Okay, Hervor untaps. Maybe wants to thin deck with Flood Depths. Okay, choosing not to. Rotha can start making clues here. Okay, choosing to fetch now. Maybe drew a Deathless Siege, and is going to get that third black source. Maybe looks like it. There's the third black source. Could be a Deathless Siege here. Okay, Flooded Depths tapped. Okay, not a Deathless Siege, but it's going to be something big. Maybe an Expel Mastery of the Veil. Okay, just coalescing, recall Forgotten Aeons. Coalesce means you can cast it from your graveyard and then it becomes a creature, a horror creature, when it resolves. Okay, Heart of Zizina, and this is a textless promo, so I'll just show the description here. Okay, here's the non-textless version of it. If you tap, choose a color for each differently named land you control, add 1 mana of that color. Yeah. Yeah, I can't really say anything here, because, yeah, it's fine. Okay. Okay, Heart coming down means, have you ever... Yeah, checking the mana value of RFE. I'm actually not sure about this. Revelations, because I don't really play with Revelations too much. Or I don't think this really comes up too much. MsMaeve most likely. Let me just take a look at their deck since I'm not sure. Okay, Envy is 3. Being MsMaeve probably, yeah, it has Death's Widow. Yeah, just not wanting to lose 7 life. So Death's Widow is now in graveyard. Okay, attacks for 4. Hervor down to 4. Really gonna need Deathless Siege here. Okay, just passes. Hervor still gonna need Deathless Siege, some kind of removal here to survive. Not sure what's in MsMave's hand. Because most of the stuff in their deck they play here, I think. Hervor's tapped out, so it's gonna resolve. So I'm like pretty much the only thing I can think that would be in their hand is lands right now. So, or maybe it's more Death's Widows, but yeah, it could actually just be more Death's Widows is the other option, but can't see it, so We'll never know, I guess. Let me also make it so the chat is bigger, since we don't really care about. Okay, making blue mana off Heart of Zadina with a ton of differently named lands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9 to be precise. Hervor counts correctly. RFE from hands, and probably going to get coalesced because of the ridiculous amount of mana Heart has made here. Maybe gets hit by a Death's Widow if MsMaeve has that. Sorry about that, my chair is being really noisy here. Okay, fetches with Flooded Depths, maybe getting a green source here for RFE Coal. Yep, gets a green source for coalescing RFE. Obviously has one, but might want to leave that up. Or leave this one up and tap that one. Okay, looks like... Okay, not coalescing RFE. It's going to be Pith Wilting, probably just Chant with Channeler here. Yep, it's going to be that. So notably, Chant with Channeler does gain haste if it's reanimated. So if MsMaeve has a reanimation spell. Also, however, notably taps out of green mana for some reason, which will not let them coalesce RFE. I'm not sure why they did that. Reduced to naught will gain Hervor 3 life. So out of lethal range from an Unearth here. And of course, notably, Corpse Bed is already fetched out, so Oil the Mines are not getting exiled from Hervor's grave. I don't think there's any more Grave Hate in MsMave's deck. Yeah, it doesn't look like it, other than that Corpse Bed. And there's only, yeah, one Corpse Bed in the deck. In the sideboard, there's Ultin Surveyor as some additional Grave Hate, but that's it for Grave Hate. The clue comes from Alaratha. Yep, there's Alaratha. Lots of utility lands in this deck. Untaps a ton of mana. There's another Flooded Depths. So 10 differently named lands here on Hervor's side. Heart makes 10 mana. RFE can be coalesced. Keeps looking for a Deathless Siege. Yeah, I think Hervor just wins this game every time here. It's just such an unlosable position. I guess you are at 7 life, which is quite low, but like, you're gonna get that coalesced RFE out. You maybe get Deathless Siege out. Looks like Hervor's just like condensing their lands, maybe. Not really sure what's going on. Yeah, Hervor just trying to make the lands closer, make the battlefield smaller, so that's easier to just see. Not sure what this sorting method is, though. Okay. Yeah, Hervor's going to be able to draw 3 cards here in total and keep looking for Deathless Siege. Makes probably blue off Heart again. Makes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 blue. 10 blue uses 6. Hervor says, huh? I didn't expect to get perfect parity. MsMaeve and I both are confused about that. I think it might have something to do... Oh, the amount of color production. Yeah, it makes sense. Sorting by color production. Yeah, that actually makes... I guess sorting by, like, blue, green, black, I guess. For color production. Looks like card activation makes 10 blue mana. Okay, RFE can coalesced as we expected. Draws two most likely. Maybe the sketch death. Okay, RFE happens. Grim Bastion played from hand. Tapped. Currently 4 blue mana. Taps a swamp. Another swamp. Triple swamp looks like a Deathless siege here, which should lock out the game. Okay, maybe not. We'll see. Could be a Deathless. Okay, delve for treasures. X equals. I believe that is 6. Yeah, 6 mana. So should be able to find a Deathless siege here. 12 cards deep is a lot. So MsMaeve pretty much has to kill this turn. The thing of how Afterlife takes its due, going to... Okay, gets a Pithwell. Afterlife takes its due into Graveyard. Probably just takes RFE here. Maybe doesn't, because okay, takes RFE. Simul and Biohazard. Takes Simul. And yeah, we're just seeing a ton of champion promos since, yeah, this takes Deathless Siege here, right? And this is... Okay, there's another Simul. Probably just the Afterlife takes its due this time. And yeah, you see just so many champion promos, or silver promos, because this deck has gone played so many times. Well, what set was Delve originally printed in? Delve for treasures. Alcaba. So, a Zangi card, that Zangi promo. Okay, Hervor draws a ton of cards there. MsMaeve, yeah, Hervor discarding RFE at end step. MsMaeve, untap, upkeep, draws. Okay, taps double swamp for Splinter Entanglement. Really good card here. Tutors, makes your opponent sack stuff. Probably just going to be tutoring here. Okay, just passes. Okay, Hervor draws. Plays Grim Bastion, tapped. Probably going to be a Deathless Siege here. Okay, activates Heart. Or not. Simul? Okay. Probably then it activates Heart, uses Simul to untap Heart, and just do some crazy stuff. We'll see. We shall see. Okay. Going to sack and fetch with Grim Bastion here. Okay. Going to Death's Widow, the RFE. Or actually, rather the symbol. My bad there. Okay. Hervor going to probably just play a Deathless Siege here. Okay, activate Heart makes 10 blue mana. Notably does not have black mana for Heart. Sorry, for Deathless Siege here. I would have thought they'd play Deathless Siege, but I guess I'm wrong. Maybe I'm too high on Deathless Siege. I like it, okay? Oh, getting pinged for some reason. We'll see why. Okay. Okay, Pipsqueak just pinged me about the time. We'll have to go play a GP match. Sorry, I haven't really been following what's going on in the game. Makes a clue. Colas is another RFE. Yeah, Hervor pretty easily wins this game here, I think. Not much MsMaeve can do. Here. Sad that the Phoenixes are in a mirror here because, again, talking about my game against Pipsqueak, we're the two people playing Phoenix and we're in a mirror against each other, which means, hopefully both of us make it to top cut, one of us going 3-1, one of us going 4-0, or maybe both of us going 3-1. Obviously, I hope I'm going to be the one who makes it out of there 2-0. But if Pipsqueak makes it out of there 2-0, I'm not super sad because it's still my deck getting out of there 2-0. And 1-1 is isn't unsalvageable. I can win 2 games, my next 2 games, which isn't that crazy with how busted Phoenix is. And Pip is playing the better version of Phoenix with David recovery. So it will just be a game of some silly luck and plays. We'll see. Yeah, I am not running data recovery because I'm playing the old version of Phoenix. Do you have removal for this guy? I'll scoop if you do. Hervor just already has a bunch of removal. I wonder how they'll end up sideboarding. Not sure. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see how this plays out. This is honestly kind of a pretty boring match to commentate. Just control, Hervor countering everything. But Deathless Siege is cool. But also, I kind of like MsMave's deck more. I don't really like Heart Attack. I just like Deathless Siege. So, I guess I'll hope MsMaeve wins game 2. We'll see how it goes, though. I wonder how they sideboard. I guess I'll go take a look at their sideboard on the GP page. Maybe should have done that earlier. So, MsMaeve in their... okay, I guess I clicked onto Hervor on accident. What remains of Samuel Quinn? What is this card? Oh, it's just it's that card. It's like kind of like a Hydra that costs X, but you can cast it from your graveyard if you spend an extra green. Got Nature's Claim, 1 mana, destroying artifact or enchantment, you lose 3 life. Mind Rip is X, blue, black, search. Counter spell, search its controller's library for a card that costs X or less, and you may cast it without paying its mana cost. Expose, choose a color, target opponent reveals their hand. Okay, I'll just put it here. Expose. Gotta put the I am a waffle thief art. Like, you can't showcase Expose without showcasing this art, like. And then Titan Snare, this is something people brought in for the Gek decks. And lastly, we have Pinnacle of Purity, which is kind of like a relic which will be brought in here. Is this not just better than Seal Driftway for those who aren't on graveyard deck? Wait, what? I didn't know this was a card. Okay, turn 1 Expose from... Okay, we actually get to see hands this time. Turn 1 Expose from MsMaeve. And we have What Remains of Samuel Quinn. This is the card I was talking about. It's like a Hydra that also can get keywords. And you can, from green, Afterlife Takes Its Due, a board wipe that can also sometimes make a big token. And Destruct, just a 2-mana counter spell. Okay, MsMaeve chooses to take Destructive Ambition. Why can I not choose to hide it? Thanks for that, Cockatrice. I don't know why I'm not allowed to, but that's just Cockatrice, I guess. But we do actually get to see some of Hervor's hand here, which is nice. But this hand is pretty bad now, without what remains, with only What Remains of Samuel Quinn. Oh, sorry, I'm just tired. And Destructive Ambition. Okay. Hervor just plays Tap Flood, taps MsMaeve, plays Wayfarer, Shrine, fetches 4. Okay, going to play Leyline Invoker, which is a pretty powerful reanimation piece. Hervor untaps, upkeeps, draws, plays Forest, passes. Okay, Leyline Invoker might be able to start reanimating some big stuff eventually. Currently just Yiffing in the graveyard and no other creatures. So it's going to be pretty expensive to activate, but it will get a lot cheaper with time. Yep, and Leyline Invoker also mills 2 on upkeep but look at that. Yep, Leyline Invoker gonna mill. We'll see if Hervor has Celestial Banishment here. Yep, resolve. Looks like it resolves. It still smokes Skirmisher. And Death's Widow. Okay, pass it. Okay, doesn't pass turn. I cannot concentrate or see right now for some reason. It's fine. Okay, MsMaeve will be tapping, playing Pestilence Scavenger, milling Operative Swarty, and double Yiffing. Wayfarer's Shrine happens from hand. Okay, Operative's going to use Leyline Invoker to get it back. It's just a big threat that will keep growing, especially with Hervor playing a lot of blue and black spells. Though it will actually just die to the Afterlife Takes Its Due eventually. Though that triple black looks like it's not coming to Hervor right now. Okay, MsMaeve going to attack 4/5. Barren Desolation tapped. Going for a, we'll see, Titan Snare. Interesting sideboard piece for this matchup, but I guess it is kind of reasonable. It's honestly so surprising that, like, this card, of all things, is the card seeing a bunch of play right now. It's a big sideboard card. It's just kind of weird, but, like, Gek is breaking the format. Gek, for those who don't know, is this card. It's Beans, but 1 mana, and it also cost reduces, but it doesn't draw a card on ETB, which doesn't make it worse, but, like, is still an absolutely insane value engine, even with our limited free cast options in MSEM. Well, when I say limited, I mean we don't have free cast options, but we have options to play them for cheap. We have Evokers. Looks like both of them were just waiting for each other. MsMaeve finished, however, just gonna fetch here. Maybe play something. Okay, just fetching a tap land. Makes sense. Okay, Hervor is not doing much right now. Yeah, I'm sorry that I'm not doing much commentary. It's just, hard to talk about much. Honestly, I'm also kind of doing other things too. Like, I'm actually just playing just like games, other card games right now. Because, I'm gonna be honest, this is pretty boring to commentate. Like, not too much is going on, I'm gonna be honest. What remains is Samuel Quinn coming back, X equals 2. Most likely just being a 2-2. Okay, oh, actually, X equals 3? Huh? How is that 5 mana? Huh? There's only 4 mana, and one is a flooded? Oh wait, is it from hand? Oh, it is from hand, that's why. Operative Sporty being a 5-5 already. Okay, MsMaeve just playing a Grim Bastion here. Okay. Going to be, just passed into Hervor here. Okay, Flood and Morass plays What Remains of Samuel Quinn from Graveyard. Just has a 1-1 to jump block this Operative Sporty. Really annoying for MsMaeve here to have to constantly deal with these What Remains of Samuel Quinn. Okay, just passes to MsMaeve. Untaps, upkeeps. Stupid. Okay, I'm just thinking about what I'm doing right now, not commenting the games. not about what MsMaeve is doing in the game right now. What I am doing in my game right now that I am playing. Which my opponent did something that was really dumb. If anyone plays Yu-Gi-Oh, they played a spell to a column that was infinite impermanence. So yeah, that did not end well for them, to say the least. Okay, going to attack with Operative Sporty and Pestilent Scavenger. Okay, getting pinged again. So yeah, I'm not like 100% concentrated on commentary here. Okay, not really getting pinged for much of anything important. Okay. What Remains of Samuel Quinn dying here doesn't really matter too much. Yeah, Hervor needs gonna take one off Scavenger. Okay, I just got destroyed by my opponent in Yu-Gi-Oh. So yeah, I guess I'm not concentrating on that anymore, cause yeah, I just got destroyed. My opponent had too many hand traps. Not much you can do. And all my stuff is gone. All the stuff I worked so hard for. And can I even do anything now? Because if I go okay, I'm not even sure, but Flooded Depths fetches a thing. Okay, Pinnacle of Purity happens, which is going to start grave hating Hervor. Flood Morass. Okay, 3 mana for a What Remains of Samuel Quinn. Again, this just coming back so many times, forcing just chump blocking this opera. Okay, MsMaeve going to respond actually here. I am back to concentrating on MSEM. Okay, never mind. Not going to respond. I take back what I said. Maybe could have corpse bedded it before that happened, but I don't think you can like do that within the rules of Magic with how priority works. But, okay, I have no idea what's going on in this game of Yu-Gi-Oh, or any game of Yu-Gi-Oh for that matter. I only know what I'm doing. My opponent just does whatever they want. Oh wait, is my, like, okay, I think I'm just dead. But, okay, expose naming black. Maybe I shouldn't be playing Yu-Gi-Oh while I'm doing commentary. Maybe that's not the best idea. Who would have thought? I'm just gonna do this. Okay, expose trigger Sporty to grow. Okay, now we actually have like a bigger rendition of Hervor's hand. In my opinion, should have taken the Deathless Siege there. Should have taken the Deathless Siege there, but it's fine. I should probably concentrate more on this, but the game is just kind of boring. It's taking a ton of time, going super long, but, like, I don't know. I guess that's kind of my fault for doing commentary of it. Like, for me, this is the 50th minute. I'm probably going to use Jump Cutter to cut down the moments of silence. Because, trust me, there's a lot of them. Okay. Trigger Neptune 8/8 just gets jump blocked by What Remains of Samuel Quinn. Okay, fetches Corpse Bed to finally get rid of What Remains of Samuel Quinn. Okay, What Remains and the board wipe, which is Aftermath. Okay, going to Unearth Death's Widow. Hervor clarifying something. Okay, Pinnacle of Purity hits Death's Widow. Okay, I'm just gonna concede this game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I don't care about it, and, like, I should actually care about the commentary I'm doing. So, we'll actually do commentary, but Pinnacle of Purity. Death's Widow comes back. Yeah, MsMaeve, this is like a relic. Yeah, Hervor's right there. There was a whole thing where in a tournament, someone named Borborygmos, instead of Borborygmos Enraged, even though both players knew that it was Borborygmos Enraged that was being named as a card. Which, yeah, caused a whole debacle, a big controversy, and got the rules changed for it. Yeah, I mean, that's what happened. Yeah, I have a feeling I'm gonna manage, like, I'm just gonna use Jump Cutter. Okay, we're just gonna exile all graveyards now that what remains of Samuel Quinn is gone. But really gonna need to kill this operative Sporty at some point. But it doesn't have anything. Needs one more black source for a Deathless Siege to land, which, now that Corpse Fed is gone, means I don't think MsMaeve would board in Ultin Surveyors. Maybe does. But Deathless Siege gonna need either some removal or Grave Hate to... Hervor is facing lethal right now, so yeah, looks just like gonna be a Deathless Siege here. Deathless Siege. See, I don't know if this is still in Hervor's hand or not. Like, I can't tell because Cockatrice doesn't let me hide for some reason. Okay, Pinnacle of Purity played from hand. So now, most likely, yeah. Now Deathless Siege stops MsMaeve from dealing damage. Though they can draw, obviously, like Ultin Surveyor to blow it up. Not sure what else. I guess Splinter Entanglement and sacking an enchantment. But I don't think MsMaeve has any way to sack an enchantment. Okay. Not sure what this is. This call match is going to get Hervor to mill a ton of cards. 14, 15, 16 cards. 16 cards. And Sporty grows bigger, so that's actually 17 cards. Huh? I think just meant to put a +1/+1. Yeah, just meant to put a +1/+1 counter on Sporty, but accidentally put it on all the creatures. Okay, Hervor is going down to -4. So now if Deathless Siege ever gets removed, they die. Mills a ton of cards. 17, I believe. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 18 actually. Wait, no, only 17. This is this operative. Oh wait, this is 18 actually. Yeah, this is 18 cards. 18 cards. Notably, the Afterlife takes its due was milled here, so that can be a board wipe. Yep, MsMaeve does gain off Death's Widow. We'll see. With the Afterlife, takes its due in Yard. Hervor might consider sacking Deathless Siege to reconstruct it for only 4 mana. Almost an hour now for my recording. I wonder how long they'll end up being for you, because I'm definitely cutting this down. RFE played from hand for Hervor. Draws 2. Okay, I'll just close this hand window. I don't think it really matters. And pretty much it's just, does MsMaeve have enchantment removal here? If MsMaeve does, they win. If they don't, they probably lose. Or if they have Grave Hate, that's the other option. But Corpse Fed's already tutored out, so That's not happening. Attacks in for 16, 17, 18. It's gonna be 18. Hervor is at the wrong life here, but sporty trigger. Oh, messes up again. Targeting these when it should just be this one. Yeah, MsMaeve right should have been 18. For Cutter, I'm probably just gonna do all the silent sections, which is a lot. Are gonna be 2 times, 3 times is probably just too much for that. So you'll definitely have a shorter video. Ideally, it'll be more like 30 to 40 minutes rather than an hour like I'm doing. Yeah, Hervor took it correctly. They are at the right life total and the right cards in the library. Where's Oil the Mind? Graveyard. Oil the Mind looks like it's at the very bottom or in Hervor's hand. If it's in Hervor's hand, it will need to be cast now at end step. And honestly, if Hervor gets Deathless Siege combo down, like, the game's over. If MsMaeve doesn't concede, I'm not even sure if I'm going to keep commentating. I might just leave it on. Okay, yeah, MsMaeve thought there was 2 corpse beds. Nope, just 1. Deathless Siege. Okay, Pinnacle of Purity. Going to exile the Grim Bastion. Hervor untapped. So it looks like just got really no Oil the Mines milled yet. Most likely just has it in hand or in the bottom of the deck for some reason. Going to pay 4, most likely for, yeah, the afterlife takes its due. It's not dead yet. Not dead yet. Well, afterlife takes its due. Makes a 4/4, which will start attacking into MsMaeve. So happens. We kill everything. Make a 4/4. Oh wait, only makes a 4/4 if reconstructed. I take back what I said. Gonna make MsMaeve exile. Probably gonna be a Pestilent Scavenger here. Since all the others are actually, yep, Pestilent Scavenger. Since the rest of them you actually might want to reanimate with an Unearth or something. Untaps, upkeeps, draws. So Droxus Trepanator. see. What remains of Samuel Quinn comes back as a what? A 4/4? That's going to be a threat that can start attacking in now with the Deathless Siege lock online. Is it online? It's online, right? I'm not dumb. Maybe Hervor just has it in hand like I was saying earlier. Does have the mana for double black, double blue, so can't play from hand, can then get the fatigue. There's Pinnacle of Purity will exile something. Interestingly sporty over another Sidraxis Trepanator. Probably, in my opinion, the wrong play, but it shouldn't really matter. Okay, Dreadwood Terror from hand. Just a 2/2 for now. Gonna get sacked. It actually can come back off Trepanator. Hervor discarding RFE as another threat that comes back from the graveyard. Dreadwood Terror most likely just gonna get bought back, make 3 2/2s with Death Touch notably. Pretty good against what remains of Samuel Quinn. WROSK, I guess. WROSQ, not a K, Quinn with a Q. Okay, yep, Dreadwood Terror reanimated. Hervor plays Swamp. Still no Oil the Mind in Graveyard. Notably, loss of life is not damage for Trepanator, if that ever matters. RFE. Draw 2. Just gotta be careful to not play more RFEs now that their deck is empty. Down to 1 card left in deck. Now this might seem like lethal, but if you remember, we have Oil the Mind. As this is the thing that puts a fatigue on top of your deck from your graveyard, which stops you from milling out. But now there's also another card. There's another card that I actually like more that I think is better, and it's from a new set, which is Isag, Alpha and Omega, which has the Emrakul text, which lets you just reshuffle your deck, not worry about your opponent forcing you to draw a card or whatever, something. Okay, Oil the Mind, still not in Graveyard, interestingly. I'm not sure what that's about. Not in exile, which means it will have to be one of the last 4 cards in Hervor's hand. Roused Hervor. Yeah, MsMaeve, what color do you want? Forgot to ask. Yeah, I'm sorry, this card is infinite text. What does it? Okay, so Mirror Gate got reworked, and I think the rework was a good thing for power level and a bad thing for reading comprehension. Because before, it just made the lands into a reflecting pool. But now, it enters tapped. When it enters, you choose a non-basic land card name other than Mirrorgate, then each player chooses a color. Lands with the chosen name are lands with tap at 1 mana of any of the chosen colors and lose all abilities, card types, and land types. There. And Mirrorgate itself has tap at 1 mana of the chosen colors. So, yeah. Okay, yeah. This card, when it got first reworked, I didn't know it got reworked. And yeah, I played this card in a deck before it got reworked, so I thought I understand how it worked. But I was wrong, because it got reworked. So, if you're going to take a piece of feedback from here, Mirrorgate might be more powerful or less powerful with the previous text, but it's still a good hate piece, and it makes it a lot easier to understand that way, at least in my opinion. So, maybe consider that. Though, obviously, you don't all want to really revert. Wow, it's not actually that recent anymore. It's been 4 months since it got reworked in May Madness. Yeah, and Hervor says, I promise the OG was less dunky. And yeah, I completely agree here. Just got reworked, and now it's harder to understand, which, I mean, I think the card is just, like, at a better power level now. Just, I like it like this, but oh, I guess because Sporty is green, so, and you have enough black already. So, Pestilence Scavenger, going to mill 3, because of that one Channeler card. Guess that doesn't matter, because MsMaeve can't kill Hervor here. Yimawang. Oh. That's rough, milling that. That is your answer to Hervor's Deathless Siege, and you know that's oh, I guess can just sack what remains of Samuel Clinton, right? If I'm reading you correctly. Yeah. Could just sack WR. Okay, Oil the Mind, literally the last card in Hervor's library. Wow. Oil Mind getting milled will prevent Hervor from milling out. At least until either MsMaeve kills Deathless Siege. Okay. Life tracking doesn't matter too much at this point. Like, Hervor isn't taking damage until they're at a negative life. If Deathless Siege dies, Hervor dies. Yeah, it's just gotten to this point. MsMaeve probably should just concede here unless they are very confident. If they didn't bring in Ultan Surveyor, I think you should just concede here, because it's just a waste of your time. So unless you have a ton of disposable time, you should just concede here, because you're dying to mill, you're dying to damage, you're just not really having a fun time. And Oil the Mind can be cast multiple times in one turn to mill just more and more and more and more and more and more cards, put more fatigues on your deck, and like just yeah. I believe MsMaeve is milled out in like because he gets milled 9 cards a turn, so at this point it's 2 turns before they're milled out. So MsMaeve is gonna have to get lucky here. Oil the Mind again. Actually, wait, Flooded Depths can't fetch anything actually, so never mind. And makes another fatigue on top. Now 3 fatigues on top. And lethal in 2 turns. And beating down with some damage. MsMaeve just loses here. So we can see how this deck can either play your traditional heart attack game, or your Deathless Siege lock you out of the game. Oh wait, I was showing Isaac. I like this card more because it's an Emrakul. It does your thing. It shuffles your graveyard in. I mean, it does get grave hated, right? But so does Oil the Mind. It's not like you don't have that problem with Oil the Mind. Like, sure, it's not a win con, but like, if you can't take damage, you're probably winning. Like, with Oil the Mind is technically a win con, as we're seeing here, but MsMaeve was already pretty low on cards in library because of all the self-mill they did, and also just like how long this game has lasted. Like, it's currently almost an hour and 15 minutes on my end. Hopefully less than that on your end, because I'm gonna try and get this lower. Hopefully. Rat dies. Death touch. Okay, MsMaeve just to draw. We'll see if it's something. Removal for the Deathless Siege, or Grave Hate for the Oil the Mind. It could be Grave Hate instant speed. I actually don't think it's fine. I don't know. Oil the Mind's gonna hit 3 times, put MsMaeve down to almost no cards in library. Then when the time comes, MsMaeve next turn has to pretty much draw. Doesn't look like MsMaeve put Ultimate Surveyors in, so it's gonna be pretty much Numo Wong or bust. And Numo Wong doesn't even do it, I guess, because Hervor can just sacrifice what remains of Samuel Quinn, so it doesn't even matter. Oil the Mind hits MsMaeve down to 6 cards in deck. So yeah, this is, I think, the one case of a Deathless Siege game not lasting very long after Deathless Siege comes down. And they decide to play it out. 4 Death's Widows, 1, 2 Numo Wongs. Are there any in exile? 2 Numo Wongs. And 4 Death's Widows. Which I believe means MsMaeve is out of enchantment removal, as Hervor says. Let me just see here. Really looks like with MsMaeve, looks like they're gonna go 0-2, sadly. Really cool deck they were on. Let me check. Only 2 Numo Wongs. Looks like no Ultin Surveyors. I could have Ultin here, but, like, let's be honest. Yeah. MsMaeve concedes the game after realizing they have no way to kill Deathless Siege. And yeah, that's just it. Bye. Hopefully this gets cut down, because right now it's 1 hour 20 minutes.